Giggly Gorilla Studios coming at you live from Gillette Stadium because it is the best stadium. This is what happens when I get to pick the stadium. I'm Braden, and with me today, as always, is Everest. Everest, how's it hanging? What are we doing today?
It's hanging for sure. Today we're gonna take a little detour from the movie side of things and talk about basically like Braden and I's other favorite thing, which is football and the NFL specifically. And we're still a ways out from the regular season starting, so we thought we would give our predictions for basically the division standings and who we think is going to make the playoffs this year. I'm sure we'll get into some other stuff, whatever. But how's it going, Braden?
Yeah, whatever may happen will happen.
Oh, God.
It's going all right. Hopefully the Patriots can win the Super Bowl for the 7th time this season, but with Mac Jones, I highly doubt that.
Hey, I believe Mac Jones can be not awful. I mean, they had, like, a defensive coordinator calling plays for him last year. That was weird.
Last season was just weird, yeah. Last season, I just want to forget. Last season, it wasn't as bad as the Cam Newton season, but it was bad.
Yeah, not great. But my Eagles had a really good year, even though they came up short. So I'm hoping they can get back to the Super Bowl and actually get the job done this year.
Oh, yeah, fly, Eagles, fly. Flying right back to the Super Bowl.
Hopefully. So where do you want to start? Do you want to do the NFC, all the NFC first, or all the AFC first, or bounce back and forth?
The way I have it listed, I did AFC first.
You did AFC first? Okay. What order did you go in? Because I went north, east, south, west when I did it. But
I went east, west, north, south.
Okay. Kind of weird, but that's fine. We can do that. That means I'm going to have to, like, make you cry, like, right away if we're starting with the AFC East. Oh, my God.
Hey, we might have the exact same ranking with the AFC East, dude. Do you want to just...
Dude, I was conflicted on everything except one, to be honest. Like, I did not know.
Who wins?
Yeah.
The Bills?
Yeah, I have the Bills winning it still.
Okay, so I have the Bills at 1, the Jets at 2, the Dolphins at 3, and the Pats at 4. Oh, I'm sorry, Patriots! I couldn't. I had to be real.
Yeah, I was trying to make myself believe that the Patriots could, like, realistically not be last, but I feel like that's the most likely thing. We have the exact same order. I have Jets second, Dolphins third, Patriots fourth.
Oh, let's go. Okay, you can kick it off with
dude,
I guess we'll start up with it. Talk about the AFC East a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Jets are only going to be better. The Dolphins, I think, will be close to the same, but it'll, last season, a lot of their, like, downfall towards the end of the season came due to injuries. A lot of their losses in general came due to injuries. So if they're healthy, I could honestly see them maybe finishing at 2 above the Jets. But I feel like if Aaron Rodgers is serious about a Super Bowl, and I feel like he would be if he's still playing at this point, then he's going to bring it this season. That's just going to give the Jets that fire to get the edge over the Dolphins. But who knows? The season hasn't even started.
Yeah, I think this is arguably the best division in football. I think there can very realistically be 3 playoff teams from this division. I'm not saying it will happen, like, maybe. I don't know. But no, I think the Dolphins could realistically be second in this division. I'm just assuming the Bills are still going to be great, so that's why I have them at 1. But I think the Dolphins are a good team. Obviously, you worry about Tua with his injuries and his concussions and whatnot. Jalen Ramsey, who was an off-season acquisition, is hurt until, like, December now, I think, so that kind of sucks. But I think they're a good team. Like you said, with the Jets, I felt like they had a lot of good pieces last year, and their quarterback play was just so awful. I mean, they were starting, like, Joe Flacco was starting games for them, and Zach Wilson is terrible. So I feel like getting Aaron Rodgers in that position is going to be huge for them. I think their defense is nasty. I feel like they should have a good season. Obviously, Rodgers had a down year last year, but I'm expecting him to kind of get back, maybe not to back-to-back MVPs, but closer to that level.
Yeah. So do you want to move on to the AFC West, I guess?
Sure, the AFC West. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to have the same ranking here as well. I'll just go from the bottom to the top. I have the Raiders in fourth, and then the Broncos, and then the Chargers, and then the goddamn friggin' Kansas City Chiefs winning the division for the, 17th time in a row. Ridiculous.
Yeah, we do have the same order.
Okay. It wasn't that difficult. This is one of the easiest divisions for me to pick. I think the Raiders are going to be pretty bad.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know if the Broncos are going to be bad or good. I feel like they're anywhere from a 7-win team to an 11-win team. Probably closer on the lower end of that, but I trust Sean Payton a lot. I think he's a great coach, and with him coming into that organization, I think it's for sure going to be better than last year. I just don't know how much better.
That was my thoughts too. I think they're going to be better, but I don't know if they're going to be I don't know if they'll have a positive record or not, or if they do, they'll be above 9-8 at all. So.
Yeah, I don't know. And then the Chargers, they won 10 games last season, I think. I still don't believe in them once it comes time to the playoffs, just because they are the Chargers, but I fully believe they're going to be in the playoffs as a wild card and have a good regular season. I love Justin Herbert. They got him a new offensive coordinator, which should be good, so maybe every goddamn play won't be a check down like it has been last year. I swear to God, that pissed me off so much, dude. I tune in to watch the guy with, one of the strongest arms in the league, and he's throwing 5-yard lasers every single pass play. It's it was ridiculous. Still don't love their head coach, so just their coaching in general, but I'm hoping their offensive coordinator can be an improvement. But, yeah, that's my thoughts on the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't know if the Chargers will make the playoffs or not, to be honest.
I mean, they did last year. I don't think they're going to be any worse. Maybe the conference is just better, but I'm still expecting this to be a 10-11 win team just because of their talent at a lot of important positions, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll definitely have a chance of making the playoffs. I just don't know if they'll get in or not, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of tiebreaker scenarios between a few teams, the Chargers being one of them, for that last spot.
That's a good point. And then, obviously, the Kansas City Chiefs, there's just no reason to pick against them winning the division at this point. They have the best player in the league. They have currently the best coach in the league. Not saying he's obviously Bill Belichick's still the greatest of all time. That's still coaching, but I think it's safe to say Andy Reid kind of claimed the title of best right now. And that's kind of all this team has proven to need, because they literally won the Super Bowl last year, much to my dismay. And Patrick Mahomes was throwing to friggin' Juju Smith-Schuster and Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Dude, that was ridiculous. I kind of hate the Chiefs, but they're still going to be great.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Probably the 1 seed in the AFC again.
I know. It's God damn it. I mean, I don't know. You're probably right. But, okay. We're doing the North now. You want to start that off?
Yeah, so I have the Bengals winning the division again, which, I don't know. I don't know what Ravens are going to show up this season, so that's kind of why I just stuck with the Bengals. So the Bengals at 1, the Ravens at 2, Steelers at 3, Browns at 4. I believe that was the same division ranking they had last season.
We are 3 for 3 on the same order. That's what I have written down.
Dang, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this could be a really interesting division, though. I feel like it is every year. I could see 2 playoff teams coming out of this division for sure. I feel like the Ravens, it all just depends on health. If Lamar can stay healthy, I don't think he's one of the best very best quarterbacks in the league, but he wins games when he plays. The numbers are there. So if he can stay healthy, and Odell Beckham, who's on the team now, can stay healthy, I feel like they'll have a good season. I don't think they have the capacity to go on a run in the playoffs, but I think they're a solid number 2 in that division.
Yeah, I agree. The Bengals, I think last season they just proved that they are probably going to stay consistent as long as they have all the talent that they do, and they haven't lost any of the receiving core yet. Joe Burrow's still there, so I don't see why, and like their whole defensive front's still there too, so I don't see any reason to believe that they're going to be a different team this season.
Yeah, I don't think they've gotten significantly worse anywhere on the roster. Same coach, obviously Joe Burrow, who I think is, at this point, who I would consider the second best quarterback in the NFL behind Mahomes. And, I think they're going to be really good again. Obviously, these AFC playoffs are going to be a juggernaut for anyone, but I think they have to be a favorite once again. I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Tomlin and his goddamn Pittsburgh Steelers sneak into the playoff here. Like, I'm not going to predict it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
See, I think they'll have like another 9-8 season. I don't think. I mean, that could be enough to get into the playoffs, though. You never know. So
yeah, like tiebreakers and everything.
This guy hasn't shown me any reason to believe he's going to go negative. Okay, people. When has he gone negative? You can't name a time.
Literally never. Mike Tomlin, no matter what, will get his team 500 or above.
It's crazy. Last season was crazy, dude. It's like, bro, how are you winning all these games? Like, you don't even need to win these games. Your playoff chances are they're slim to none. And then they almost made the playoffs. Like, if the Dolphins lost the last game of the week, they would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what the hell?
I don't know how Mike Tomlin. He and Vrabel are kind of similar, where it's like, Vrabel last year with the Titans, I was like, how is he winning any game with how that roster looked for some?
Then Ryan Tannehill got injured and they didn't win anything.
Yeah, but oh well. They still were. If they beat the Jaguars in week 18 or whatever, they would have gone to the playoffs still.
Hey, speaking of the Titans and Jaguars, those are my top two teams for the AFC South.
Those are also my top two teams for the AFC South.
Okay, so.
I have, I'll go. I have Jaguars 1 winning it. I think they kind of own that division, at least for the near future. But I still think the Titans are going to be competitive. They're second. I have the Texans 3rd, and I have the Colts 4th.
Dang, okay. I still have the Colts above the Texans, but I thought about putting the Colts at 4. I think they're both going to be bad.
I think I think they are both going to be bad-ish, but I don't think there's going to be like nothing redeemable about either of them.
Oh, I agree. I agree with that.
I don't think they're going to be great. I put the Texans above the Colts just because I just have more faith in like their new coach that they hired, D'Amico Ryans he was San Francisco's defensive coordinator this past couple years, I think. I like C.J. Stroud, who they drafted to be their quarterback from Ohio State, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans win 6-7 games. I'm not saying that's going to happen. They still could be around the 4 territory, but I think the Colts are now officially just in a total rebuild, and I'm not expecting them to be very good.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. So, the Jags are winning this division, I think. I think they're the only... I think the Titans are just missing too many central pieces to even challenge them in winning. I think they'll still be competitive, but at the end of the day, I just don't see any of these teams getting it over the Jags at all.
No, I don't either. I think the Jags are probably the only playoff team from this division, and I think they'll win it with ease. I think they only went 9-8 last year, but I think the Jaguars are clearly like the best team in that division. I think they're probably the only playoff team that's going to come from that division. Obviously, they only went 9-8 last year, but they were 5-0 in their last 5 games of the regular season, and then they obviously stole that crazy comeback win against the Chargers in the playoffs. So I think they're only going to get better. Trevor Lawrence looked very good last year, especially in the second half, but I think he's only going to get better. More time with Doug Peterson and the addition of Calvin Ridley, I feel like it's just going to help him out. I expect the Jaguars to be potentially an 11-win team, and I think they're going to be really good.
Yeah, I agree. So on to the NFC? We'll save our I guess, entire playoff picks for last.
Yeah. Let's go to the NFC.
So NFC East, I have the Eagles at 1, the Cowboys at 2, and then I have the Commanders at 3 and Giants at 4. I just don't think the Giants are going to be as good this season.
I have Giants 3 and Commanders 4, but I respect it. Thank you for keeping my Eagles at number 1. I know nobody's won this division twice in a row in what is it, 17, 16 years? It's something crazy.
I have no idea. I think it's over a decade at least.
Yeah, it's like a long-ass time. But I feel like, obviously I'm biased, I just think the Eagles still are the best team here. I expect the Cowboys to still be very good in the regular season, and obviously they're the Cowboys, so you know what they're going to do in the playoffs, but I think they're poised for another strong regular season. I don't think the Giants are going to be great or anything, but I don't know why they would be significantly worse than last year, and I feel like the Commanders' roster just isn't as good all the way around, but I don't think either of those teams are going to be in the playoffs probably. So I respect the switch of Commanders at 3 and Giants at 4.
Yeah, spoilers. I don't think either of them will be in the playoffs either. Yeah, Eagles or Cowboys, either of them could win that division, but I like the Eagles more. And I think in
Let's go.
big game scenario, the Eagles are better.
Yeah. I agree, but for me that one was pretty chalk. I don't think the Commanders are going to be that good, but
Probably not.
I also don't think the Giants are going to be great, so I understand it.
Yeah, so NFC West, you want to kick us off with that?
Yep. This division's an interesting one. I mean, I think overall predicting the standings of it for me wasn't that hard, but I could see some different stuff happening, and I think it'll be fun overall. Except for my last place team, the Cardinals. I don't think they're going to have any fun this season. But I have Cardinals last. I have the Rams third. I have the Seahawks second, and I have the 49ers winning it again.
I have the same.
Okay.
4 for 6.
Yep. I don't know. I think the Cardinals are going to be in the running for the number 1 overall pick next year. I don't like anything about that organization, especially with Kyler Murray going to miss a substantial amount of the season due to injury. I don't even like Kyler that much. I thought he had the potential to be really good, but I don't think he's developed nearly enough. And I just don't like that roster at all. Plus, their coach is the Eagles defensive coordinator from last year, who, if you ask me, is the only reason we are not Super Bowl champions. So, good luck, Cardinals. I don't know. The Rams are interesting. What do you think the Rams' record is going to look like? Because I still feel like they have good pieces, but I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of feel like they'll be a weird 9-8, to be honest.
Okay, that makes sense to me. I still like McVay as a coach. I still think he's great. They still have Kupp. They still have Stafford, even though I think Stafford is a question mark at this point. Getting older, some injury stuff. Aaron Donald's still on the team, but I feel like they have too many holes in too many places to be great this year.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if they sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I think the Seahawks are going to be really good. They made the playoffs last year, and I don't think they've gotten significantly worse at all. I did see their running backs are already having health or injury issues in training camp, which bro, if the Seahawks could just keep their running back room healthy for 1 year, that would be the most impressive thing of all time. I swear every one of their running backs is always injured.
They always are, dude.
Ever since Marshawn Lynch, they have not had a healthy running back for an entire season. Ever.
They go through 12 running backs this season.
Yeah, I think as long as Geno Smith can play at a level close to what he was last year, they're going to be pretty good. Because I think Pete Carroll is still a good coach, kind of re-energized by the success they had last year with getting rid of Russell Wilson. And I think their receiving core is really good. I think they have good pieces on defense. So I don't think they're obviously like a deep playoff run team or a Super Bowl team, but I think they're good.
So,
49ers.
Yeah, the 49ers are just going to do what the 49ers do, dude. That defense is just going to show up and show out.
That defense is going to show up. As long as Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy, they're going to have a dynamic offense. I do have question marks about their quarterback position. Like, I'm assuming it's going to be Brock Purdy starting again, who I don't think played bad last year, but we didn't really see anything, and that roster was so good anyway.
Isn't he injured until like the middle of the season?
I don't think he's injured until the middle of the season.
Oh, okay.
I feel like he's progressing pretty well, at least from what I've heard. But if he is, then I mean, like, I don't know, Trey Lance they drafted like years ago, and we still haven't seen him play at all. Jimmy G's gone now, so I don't trust their quarterback position at all, but I trust everything else.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Purdy plays like he did last year, they'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, that brings us to the North, NFC North.
The NFC North, baby! Oh, man, yeah. I have the Lions winning this, and they better win this, because I just want to see the Lions finally win that division. They somehow haven't in over 20 years. And I have the Vikings at second, the Packers at third, and the Bears at 4.
I have the same ranking, although I will say I debated putting the Bears above the Packers.
I also debated that.
I feel like the Packers losing Aaron Rodgers, I mean, they didn't have a great year last year, and it was with him playing the whole season, basically.
Let's say, based on how they played last year with Aaron Rodgers, I just see them taking a step down, for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Bears are third and the Packers are fourth. I feel like the Bears still aren't going to be, like, I'm seeing people overrating the Bears coming into this season. I still don't think they're going to be that good.
No.
But I think they're going to be a big improvement over last year.
That's not saying much, though. They had the number 1 draft pick last year.
But
they beat the Patriots last year, too, so.
That's so sad for you. Oh, my God.
I know, dude. I have to live with that every day.
Yeah, dude, screw the Bears last year. They're the team Jalen Hurts injured his shoulder again late in the season.
Yeah, screw the Bears last year.
Yeah, but I think they're going to be better. I like DJ Moore, who they got in the trade when they traded the number 1 overall pick to the Panthers. I still am keeping an open mind towards Justin Fields. I think he has potential to be a very good quarterback, but I do think this is a do-or-die year for him. I would be happy with like 6 wins from the Bears. I feel like that's realistic for them. Maybe they creep up into that sleeper borderline playoff team, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think any other team besides the Lions are making the playoffs from this division.
I wouldn't. I think the Vikings are going to take a step down from their regular season last year for sure, because they won like 12, 13 games last year.
Yeah, I think 13.
Yeah, I think they won 13 as well. But I still think they're going to be good. At least Justin Jefferson is going to be amazing. Kirk Cousins is going to play fine. I feel like they've taken steps to make that defense a little bit better, because their defense was horrible last year. But they also were just so lucky. Like, I think they won like 8 one-score games last year or something like that. And I feel like that's just not going to happen again this year. So I think they're going to take a step down. But the Lions, baby. The Lions are finally going to be good this year. And I'm so ready.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Vikings last year, they finished 13-4, but like their point differential was negative, but they still won 13 games. It was like... that makes negative, no sense, dude. What?
It was either negative or like barely positive for a team that won 13 games.
If it was positive, it was like 1 digit. It was literally 1 possession.
Well, that's because like literally they won all 1-score games, and then they got blown out by the Eagles. They got blown out by the Cowboys. Like
they got obliterated by them boys. It was like 40-3 or something. Yeah,
it was not good. It was really bad.
It was worse than the Cowboys-Buccaneers playoff game, bro.
Yeah. And
Speaking of the Buccaneers!
No, hold on. I want to talk about the Lions more.
Dang, okay. We can never do transitions on this show.
Well, you just got to wait a little bit, okay?
I understand.
No, I am so excited to watch the Lions this year. I still don't feel like this is a Super Bowl team, but they have to make the playoffs, dude. They have to win this division. It just feels right. It's been such a long time coming. They won 9 games last year.
You know,
I'm
once the
excited.
Lions finally do win the Super Bowl, all I'm going to call them the next season is the Lion King.
It's awesome. Let's see. I don't know any good transition there to head to the NFC South, but maybe we'll get a good transition one day.
Speaking of not kings, the NFC South, maybe one of the worst divisions, maybe the worst. One of the South divisions is probably the worst division.
Yeah, I think this division is probably the worst.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
agree.
close.
I agree.
So I guess I might be sort of controversial. I see a lot of people saying the Saints are the best team here. I have the Panthers winning the division, and then I have the Saints second, the Falcons third, and the Bucks fourth.
I have the same ranking.
Hey, let's go, Panthers Nation!
Panther
Rise
squad.
up. Panther squad, rise up. In saying that, I still think their max is 10 wins, and it's probably going to be more like 8 or 9.
I don't trust the Saints coaching enough, and I just think the Panthers, they match up really well just against certain teams. Like last season, they played super well against Seattle, and they own Detroit too. So, I don't know if that'll remain the same this season, but they looked impressive at points last season, and I think they'll be better this season. So,
yeah, I don't think they're going to be great, but Frank Reich is their coach now, who even though the Colts sucked last year, I still have faith in as a good coach. Maybe not one of the best coaches in the league, but I think he's an improvement over what they had. And like you said, definitely an improvement over whatever the Saints have going on since John Payton left. Because holy, they drafted Bryce Young with the number 1 overall pick, quarterback from Alabama. He is small as hell. He's 5'10", but I believe in the talent. I feel like he's going to work out. I don't know how good he'll be his rookie year, but yeah. The Saints can still be competitive, just like you said. Their coaching's holding them back. Their quarterback play is going to hold them back. I feel like that's a big, just reoccurring theme for this division is quarterback play.
yeah, definitely. There's not not a great quarterback on either team, any 4 team.
No, I don't even know who the Falcons are starting this year. I think it's Dennis Ritter, who they drafted last year from Cincinnati.
Yeah, I couldn't even name that guy. If you told me name a Falcons quarterback, I'd be like, is Marcus Mariota still signed?
Yeah, no, Marcus Mariota's backing up Jalen Hurts in Philly now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. But
Hey.
well, I don't really care. Hopefully, he never has to play at all. Because I love Jalen, but
I'm
happy
excited
to
to turning on him just like that. Why don't you?
Well, okay, you know what I meant. I like having him on the roster, but yeah, the Falcons I feel like have some good pieces, but they have no quarterback. They need more. They need a little bit more of literally everything. So I don't think they're there at all this year, but I don't think they'll be one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah, they'll be lower half, but not bottom 4.
Who will be bottom 4, I think, is the Buccaneers. Losing Tom Brady, who literally just willed them to the playoffs last year. That
Yeah,
team is not good.
I feel like it's between the Bucks and the Cardinals for worst NFC team.
I think I agree with that. They're supposedly starting Baker Mayfield this season, which is just scary to think about. I think they're.
Hey, it worked out for the Rams, didn't it?
Oh yeah, he had that one game-winning drive. You remember that? He literally came in and
Oh yeah. That was against the Raiders, I think.
Drive?
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, he came in and led a game-winning drive, his first week with the team, and then he didn't do anything else.
Yeah, then they destroyed the Broncos in the Christmas week.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's about all.
Yes, it is. I don't think Baker's good.
Why couldn't they beat the Seahawks, dude? We could have saw the Lions.
I know.
Damn it, the Rams can never do anything right. Or, no, not the Rams. The Baker Mayfield can never do anything right.
Yeah, fuck Baker. I do feel like the Bucks are just going to be bad. I mean, I like Mike Evans. It's not like they have no weapons anywhere. Like, their defense is still fine, but their combination of coach and quarterback might be the worst in the league.
Yeah, so, Todd Bowles is not a good coach.
No.
With his time with the Jets, he wasn't good. Last year with the Bucks, he wasn't good. I don't know why he's still a coach.
Me either. But okay, that's it, right?
For the regular season standings, yes, that would be it. On to the playoffs.
Now we can move on to our playoff rosters of teams, I guess. Who we think is going to be in the playoffs. You want to go, like, we each do our NFC and then we each do our AFC, or you want to just, both of us just...
Sure, we can do that.
Shotgun it. Okay. Since we started on the AFC side, I guess we can go back to them for our playoff standings. I think, or at least I don't know what I think, but I have the Chiefs still being the 1 seed. Then I have the Bills, I have the Bengals, and then I have the Jaguars in that order. And then for my wild card, I have the Jets, I have the Chargers, and I do have the Ravens, although that I could see a ton of teams in that last spot.
Okay, I have only one team different, but my order is slightly different too. I have the Chiefs, then I have the Bengals, then the Bills, Jags, then my wild cards are the Jets, Ravens, Dolphins.
I respect that. I could totally see that. I have faith in John Harbaugh still, and that Ravens team was in the playoffs last year. They look good when Lamar's healthy, so I kind of hope Lamar's healthy because I don't want to be like the Lamar hater. So I feel like they're going to sneak in, but I also think the Dolphins are going to be good and could definitely be a playoff team. There's a lot of teams in the AFC that like could potentially sneak into a playoff spot.
Yeah, I could see you have the Chargers. And I could see the Steelers maybe getting in there. Who knows?
Yep. Hey, don't count out your Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots can get there. The Patriots could win that division if they believe hard enough. Maybe if they get another quarterback.
Yeah, another quarterback and a lot of prayer. I don't know, dude. It's the AFC playoffs are just so much more interesting to me than the NFC playoffs because it's a ton of great quarterbacks. And I just feel like Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, Jaguars, Jets with Aaron Rodgers now. If the Chargers get in, that's Justin Herbert. Like, there's just so much more of a war than it feels like with the NFC that has, like, 2 clear favorites and then a bunch of, like, are they good in the playoffs? Like, can they win games? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I mean, the Chiefs, you could just give the Chiefs the edge because of the Patrick Mahomes factor, but, like, honestly, any of the 8 teams we just named could make the Super Bowl. Who the fuck knows?
Right. And I mean, like, yes, the Chiefs are the favorite. Patrick Mahomes is a factor. But the Bengals did beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship 2 years ago. And they almost did it last year again. And the Bills have played them close one time in the playoffs. So I don't feel like it's just a guaranteed, the Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl because of how stacked the AFC is.
I agree. Now, should we... Well, NFC time.
Yeah, let's move on to the NFC.
All right, so I got the Eagles, the 49ers... Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, okay. This is my... So, I did, like, the predictor thing where you guess every game of the season after I made this list. All my teams were the same. The order was slightly different. So, on this, I had the Eagles, the 49ers, Lions, Panthers... Cowboys, Seahawks, Rams. I think the only thing that was different once I predicted it was the 49ers ended up above the Eagles. Sorry.
Okay. I could see that happening. I have one team different, and that is I put the Vikings in for the Rams. So I have Eagles, 49ers, Lions, Panthers, Cowboys, Seahawks, Vikings.
All right, nice. So we got 2 different teams total in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I have the Ravens I have the Dolphins instead of the Chargers, and you have the Vikings instead of the Rams.
Yeah, which I could see the Rams getting in there. For me, a lot of it just depends on can Matthew Stafford stay healthy and play well throughout the course of a season. Because obviously that Super Bowl year is still pretty recent where he did play well. but last year he was kind of playing hurt, and it just didn't look the same.
Yeah, I could just be doubting the Vikings too much because I could definitely see them making the playoffs, but I just feel like so much of last season was luck for them.
No, that's totally fair. I don't think they're going to be 13-4 by any means, but I can definitely still see them getting in as a 9-win team. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. But yeah, I just hope my Eagles can make it back. If not, I hope the Lions make it to the Super Bowl. I would love that.
I would love for the Lions to make the Super Bowl. If the Patriots don't make the playoffs, which I don't even have them making the playoffs myself, I will be rooting for the Lions as long as they make the playoffs. And if they don't make the playoffs, well,
I'll just cry.
Yeah. I guess I'll root for the Eagles for my co-host here. But
let's go. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. The Lions should make it. I do believe in them. I'm just ready to see the Cowboys lose in the playoffs again. It's going to be awesome.
Hey, you get to see it almost every year.
I know, I do.
You enjoy it every time.
I do. Anyone listening is not going to know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I still love that video of the weatherologist.
Oh yes.
The weather this week looking a lot like the Dallas Cowboys, peaking in the 90s. And it's got a bunch of 90-degree temperatures on the screen. That video is so awesome.
Oh, dude, I still have it on my phone somewhere. I saved it. It's so funny.
It's hilarious.
It's like that meteorologist deserves an award.
He does, for real. I don't know what awards they have in the meteorology world, but he needs one.
He just gets a comedian award even though he's a meteorologist.
I would support him. I would nominate him, in fact.
I would as well. I don't know what year that happened, but whatever year that was, I guarantee you there were not many jokes better than it.
That is very true. I cannot wait for the NFL to come back. I am in full just thinking about it, wanting it back. It needs to happen because it's been too long now. I usually survive the first couple months, and then this time of year it's like, please, time is just crawling for it to get back.
Dude, it's just over a month, and it's it feels like it's forever away. It feels like it's still at 6 months out.
We're close. We can make it.
We just got to finish the crawl so we can start the climb.
Hey, what a sentence! What a absolute quote from Braden McCoy.
What can I say?
Yeah, you are our modern day Socrates, and we're looking forward to the NFL. So I'm sure we'll be talking about it again on this podcast at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's it for today.
That's it. We're going back to hibernation, and I'm sure if Socrates were here, he would be looking forward to the NFL as well.
On God.